We're back, YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. As always, I appreciate that. Today, let's review Crying Is Not Enough Remastered Edition. This game came out somewhere last year and it wasn't received very well, but the developer kept updating it and it got a huge update recently, so I thought let's dive into it. I actually got a free Steam key from the developer, so thank you for that. So, in this game you play this guy who wakes up one day to find out his girlfriend's gone missing. Somehow he ends up on this island full of monsters and he has to find his way off, basically. Storytelling is highly unbelievable, very inconsistent and just outright awful at times. You know, the whole thing doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Graphics don't look like much, especially the characters and animations look very awful. Sometimes it does nail that sort of Silent Hill vibe here and there, but the whole thing just oozes low production values, especially since I ran into a lot of graphical glitches and clipping issues. I can live with that if the gameplay is okay, but unfortunately it's not. Again, it wants to be sort of a Silent Hill ripoff, which means that you walk around in third person, but the movement is so slow and clunky, and a simple thing like pressing a button is a chore at times. Occasionally you run into monsters. There aren't a whole lot of them, but some of them are kind of scary. There are a bunch of weapons you can collect, but ammo is scarce. Also, you can find coins that you can use on these slot machines to play a repetitive minigame that will give you more ammo, but the game feels quite unbalanced, where you can easily get into a position where you don't have any coins to save the game, which is really annoying since you have to basically backtrack a lot, you know, revisit certain locations in this game. And also, if you don't have any ammo, you have to fight melee combat style, and the whole thing is just kind of repetitive. It makes the game kind of artificially harder than it should be. If the melee combat would be fun, but it really isn't. But that's not even the biggest flaw of this game. I'm all for free-form exploration and finding things out for myself, but to keep the player guessing for what to do next is quite the other thing. For instance, in the early stages you'll run into a boss that you just can't beat. You get into this closed-off area, you need to fight this boss, but at that point you just have the pistol, and the guy again is really a bullet sponge. So after many tries I just gave up. But later on I found a shotgun, and you have to backtrack to the warehouse where the boss fight is, and then the whole thing is somewhat easier, so you can beat the boss with the shotgun. But the game just doesn't tell you that. So the game could have spared me all that frustration if it gave me some clues what to do next. Talking about clues, there aren't a lot of clues in this game. So you don't really know what you have to do next, especially if you need to find certain items to complete a certain action, and it's just unclear where you need to go and what to look for. So this game is really frustrating at times. So overall, I did not really enjoy my time playing this game, although there are some genuinely frightening sections and some jump scares, but most of the time it felt like a slog and just not very fun to play. Unfortunately, because there is some talent here. You know, the developer obviously tried to reach for the stars, but you know, he just couldn't. He just couldn't, really. It's just, I think he should start small, you know, have a good idea and do that instead of just trying to make the next Silent Hill. That's basically in short. It's just not a very good game. Not recommended, unfortunately. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.